Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rift Weekly News Roundup, episode 3, even though it's kind of really not an episodic kind of show. We just, like every week, we cover the news. This week's episode is one day late. I apologise for that, guys. I was sitting in my car yesterday and my rear view mirror just suddenly fell off, so I had to get that fixed for work today, which was equally fun. So anyway, guys, sorry about getting it out late, and I hope I didn't upset too many people. But we have a lot of interesting stuff to cover, such as the new Rift expansion name, Conspiracy, woo, the 2.5 schedule, the little fiasco that went on with patron vile charges, overpowered warriors, and more. So, if you want that kind of stuff, the next 10-15 minutes of me blabbing on, we'll cover that. So I think the first thing that we're going to cover is the new Rift expansion name theory, kind of. So what happened was today, Tryon Worlds registered a new domain name, which is Trove. This led a lot of people to believe that the new Rift expansion is somehow going to incorporate Trove into its name. So Rift Trove, or Rift Troves of the Tide, or Rift Troves of Achilleos. So there's a lot of exciting stuff about that. In regards to 3.0, I think I'll probably do a separate video on it. I mean, there's a lot of information out there already. It's going to be an underwater-based expansion. So Trove does very much link in with the whole underwater theme. So it's very interesting. I don't think they're too savvy on the names, in all honesty. I never thought Rift Storm Legion was a terribly well-flowing name. Like, I thought it was going to be Rift Rise of the Storm Legion, or Rift March of the Storm Legion. But it's kind of growing on me, the whole Rift Storm Legion. So yeah, I don't know, maybe if they just called it Rift Trove, I kind of find that a bit dull at first, but it might eventually grow on me. But hopefully there are other words in the name of the expansion apart from Trove, or that would be a bit odd. Everyone would be like, oh, Seatin, what are you playing? I'll be like, oh, I'm just playing a bit of Rift Trove. Yeah, that doesn't quite flow too well. But anyways, onwards with the news. So, last week, patch 2.5 hit. Now, unlike other previous patches, 2.5 didn't immediately have all the content in the patch when it hit, and it's going to be a gradual release of content. So, when the patch initially hit, I mean, some of the highlights of the patch were warrior changes, Emerald questline, planner attunement, and a few tidbits, fixes, bits and bobs here, but nothing too major. The main sort of bulk of the content comes over the next 6 weeks. So, this week we have the new Deep Strike Mines coming, which only went for public testing today, and it's going to be out on Wednesday. So, I personally don't think it's going to be ready or in a fit state to launch. I know what a lot of you are thinking, they have their internal testers and they've been testing it a lot. No, they haven't. I can tell you that for a fact. There hasn't been much DSM testing going on at all. So, I'm really worried about that, and I do think that they are going to change the schedule and push some of the Chronicles forward. Anyways, the week after that, we've got the Hammernail Chronicle, and then the week after that, the Greenscale's Blight Chronicle, and then Drowned Halls, then Planebreaker, and finally, on December 18th, the River of Souls Chronicle. So yes, there is a lot of exciting content coming up, and everybody's going to be kept fairly busy over the next few weeks trying to solo all the various chronicles and stuff, which will be good fun. I really enjoy soloing chronicles, and I'm currently doing a big video series and guide making spree on sort of soloing specs and all that kind of fun stuff. I must admit, I'm definitely looking forward to the Planebreaker Bastion Chronicle and the hard modes for that the most out of everything. But yeah, that's still like a month away, so we still have a bit of a while to wait for that, but hopefully it'll be worth the wait. I'm counting on Krug. He's a good chronicle maker, knows his chronicle stuff. One of the more unexpected things that came with 2.5 was a random reset of people's patron vile charges. Now, this pissed quite a lot of people off, including myself, because I had a load saved on my characters, and then I logged in and they were all gone. And as a compensation for my sincere loss, I got 500 credits, which, I don't know, it kind of didn't feel enough. just because I worked it out on the 3-day patron pass is 500 credits. I had 7 vials on all my characters, so that is at least 2,000 credits. At least. No, probably a lot more than that. That's probably about 4,000 credits worth of vials that I had saved up. Granted, I probably won't use them and get them all back, but just equivalent-wise, I feel a bit kind of hacked off at that. I'd like it if they were a bit more generous, because, the way if I converted it into real-life currency, it'd be like, oh yeah, lost all your patron vials, here's £2.50. Go have fun, spend that at the corner shop, get some sweets, and be a happy kid. So, yeah, didn't like that at all. More credits, guys. Be generous if you fuck up. I don't want equal compensation, or in this case, lower compensation. I want higher compensation for my inconvenience. I'm a consumer, and I'm very demanding. And a massive idiot. But yeah, so that pissed a few people off. I don't know if anybody else was affected by the patron vial charges reset, but let me know your experiences in the comments below, because I'm generally quite interested to hear them. Anyway, as many of you rogues and warriors out there may know, Alion left the building a couple of days ago, I believe it was Friday, and handed the staff of almighty rogue and warrior power to a designer known as Vlad, aka Andy, if you stalk him in real life. Dun-dun-dun. But yes, Vlad, also known as Andy, will be... Oh god, that sounds so creepy using their actual names. Imagine if people started calling Daglar Bill all the time. Bill, why have you done these changes? Bill, Billiam Fisher. But yeah, so Vlad is now taking the reins on both the warrior and rogue class. If you have any problems with the warrior and rogue class, please write a strongly worded letter to him, and I'm sure he will love it. I've seen loads of letters to Vlad already, with people with their amazing ideas about the warrior and rogue class and telling him what he should do for his job, and I bet he's having loads of fun with this job already. Now, for all of you PvPers out there, you may have heard of something called Conquest Steps of Infinity. And to you I ask, really, I have no idea what's happening with it, guys. In all honesty, I tried to look up. I spent about 15 minutes googling and trolling through the forums, just trying to find out, is there any ETA, any time it's going to arrive? I have no idea at all. I couldn't find anything. So if anybody knows anything about Conquest Steps of Infinity, what's going on, because it popped up about 2 weeks ago, and, probably about 4 weeks ago, sorry, and it just seems like there's nobody talking about it or doing anything about it, so I'm a bit confused about what's going on there. It didn't come with a patch, and it hasn't been added to the timeline, so yes, if anybody knows anything about Conquest Steps of Infinity, please do comment below, because I would love to know your information. So the final bit of news is how goddamn overpowered warriors are at the moment. A spec got through which is a mixture of sort of Tempest and Paragon, which incorporates arc and shifting blades to mean that you just deal absolutely crazy amounts of damage. This spec is about 30% ahead of any other spec in the game, and is just so overpowered, and I have no idea how they let it through, and I think it's going to be a couple of weeks before they fix it. So for all you lovely listeners, I'll leave a link to it in the description of the video, and you can use this spec to be the #1 DPS in your guild and show off and make loads of friends and all that jazz. So that is pretty much it, guys, for the Rift Weekly News Roundup, episode 3. Dated the 11th of the 11th, 2013, when this was actually recorded. When it gets uploaded, it'll probably be the 12th, so bear that in mind. So thank you once again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode and learned something new, maybe, or exciting or interesting. Next week, hopefully, we'll have a bit more exciting news, and we're going to see what happens with the launch of DSM. I think there'll be a lot for me to talk about / rant about if it does get launched, and even if it doesn't get launched, there'll be something for me to rant about under-promising, or over-promising, that's the one. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the Weekly News Roundup, please like, share, subscribe, comment, show a friend at school or work, in your lunch break, write my name on your hand and take a picture and Instagram it with hashtag Seatin Boogaloo. Snapchat your friends, Twitter, MySpace, write on your wall. Send a chocolate bunny with a card that says subscribe to my channel to your 5 of your best friends, and then only call 4 of them on their birthdays. Buy some alcohol for a homeless man and tell him to subscribe to my channel. Just all those kind of ways that you can integrate with the outside world and social media. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for watching, and I will see you next week. And with a little bit of luck, hopefully next week's episode will actually be on time. Have a good one, guys.